make the mistake of calling Waz a conservative player, because he will definitely rocket jump and sacrifice health and armor to get into a better position.
Now this is a bit of an interesting, he took a long time getting that LG out, but his stack is just so strong that Judge, he's fighting such a hard uphill battle. I mean, he's able to sneak away red, but we do see, ooh, a little bit of a misfire on the plasma climb. So Waz is doing this without any armor, and Judge this time showing that he's got the cojones to do the rocket jump. Waz, fortunately for Judge, out of lightning gun cells. Oh my god, another trap set and sprung. Judge coming back into the room, somehow thinking that Waz is weak. But look at all this damage that Waz can take. And let's go see where Judge is at. Yeah, 68-25. Waz back up to 100-100. And he didn't even take any of that rocket splash. Mega will go to Judge. Waz trying to make sure it doesn't go, you know, without any sort of punishment. So let's go over to Judge. I think he's kind of the important person to watch in the next couple of minutes to see if he can figure out how to ooh, what the fuck was that? A-dodge Waz's, I think that's I need to clean my optical mouse eye thing. Or I need to use the surface that has more gradient to it. I think that was like his mouse not reading the surface or something. Either way,
See, super smooth mouse pads we have. These super high sensitivity mice.
So, okay, Judge is in on Mega. Not going to get in on Red, though. Oh, actually he is. Ooh. Potential blunder by Waz. We see a yellow armor picked up by Waz, and he's heading over towards LG, now center map. Judge stacked up to the teeth, but has 5 frags to make up. And on DM13, as I said, you don't get a lot of spawn frags on this map, and actually we've probably seen the most spawn frags we've seen on this particular map in probably several months. I mean, the ways that Judge have died. Oh wow, this is kind of a big drop. Judge now on even footing, but Waz is strangely enough actually in better position for this red, and he just continues with the rocket onslaught, able to get the Mega. Is he going to be able to drop in on this red? Oh, and almost careens Judge in the side of the temple as he went straight for that rocket. You got to be very careful about plus forwarding for that rocket launcher. Judge is just being silly at this point, because players have that time. They'll hear your strafe jump, and they will plant a rocket right in your ears. So, look at this. Again, Waz with the trap. Let's see if Judge springs it. Hi. Hi, Judge. Oop, nice rockets by Judge. There it is. 6-0, double frag.
Man,
I should say,
Judge was doing a good job of getting... Yeah, Judge was doing a good job of getting stacked there before that last frag. You know, he had the more superior stack to Waz, and then he unfortunately walked into a couple of Waz's spam rockets in that doorway, completely negating the stack that he had.
Now here Waz actually lost track of Judge.
3 or 4 times.
Let's see if Judge can find Waz here. I think Waz realizes he doesn't have a lot of armor, but Judge is really not using these back corridors. Let's go see where he's at. In fact, he's waiting for red, and we have Mega coming up just a few seconds after. Waz thinking about it. He's like, okay, I'll just do a little damage and run. No problem. And he hears the strafe jumps, so he knows that Judge is either there or going up. And Judge is trying to enter the room. Look at that patience by Waz, continuing the spam. And, you know, Judge honestly should be able to, get a shot on him. And it will be the frag bona fide for Judge. That's number 1. Oh my goodness, but botches a rocket jump. We'll be able to get this yellow armor. He does have Waz trap, but this is actually a time killer. I think Waz is smart enough to not take any bait here.
Yeah. Yeah, Waz doing a good job of just hiding in there.
Yeah.
Let this last minute run out.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, really just has to stand still. He's actually going to bring a fight to the center, and the LG aim is pretty good. His armor is lost. Judge is down to mere 78. Oh my god. And I think, yeah, this is just Judge realizing that he's not warmed up or something. I don't really know what it is, but he's just kind of goofing off at this point. So let's take a look at some accuracies. Judge with a 24 LG 21 rocket, Waz with a 19 LG 26 rocket, and a lot of the rocket accuracy is thanks to those traps that Waz was setting, where he got Judge caught unawares. I think at least 3 of his frags were just Judge bouncing in a corner because Waz was being sneaky. So again, well, look at the rocket aim by Judge. Just puts Waz out of his misery. So 6-2. Nice way to bring it back in the final seconds. That might give Judge a little bit of momentum as we move into the next map. Poor Judge. GG. There we go.
Yeah, and I think Judge doesn't exactly like this map. He kind of made a little mention there about how he played it maybe 15 times and he didn't really like it, so this might not have been too surprising. I think Judge just wanted to get through this map.
Because, like, Waz is just so aggressive, right? So, my concern is Judge going to be able to slow down Waz? Now, let's do a very quick tour of the map. We've got one yellow armor spawning here. We have a lightning gun that spawns here. Another yellow armor spawning up here. This is the LGYA. Mega Health spawns in the middle of this pool of water, so it's a very vulnerable position. The final yellow armor spawning over here on this platform. And the rocket launcher and the lightning gun are kind of the go-to weapons on this map. But you can, depending on the spawns and how you control the map, you can deny one of those weapons from your opponent pretty consistently. So we're going to see things go live right now.
Everything on this map.
Well,
you can lock this map down in a hurry.
I've seen very few players able to cooler the armors, which is basically you just take every single armor and then you fit the mega in there somewhere in between frags. It's pretty ridiculous. Judge already off to a very rough start as Waz has pretty solid LG aim. In fact, I'm going to go and hop over and take a look. Only 20%, but it really cut Judge apart because he didn't have a whole lot of armor. And again, nice LG pushing Judge off of that entrance. Mega up in about 5 seconds. So it's up to Judge to make something happen right here. Waz probably waiting in the upper position, waiting to drop on Mega. There it is. And look at this. Judge yet to use his LG. I kind of disagree with that. Going back to Cassidy with Too Good, something I've really come to agree with is he who has the better LG on this map tends to win. And I think so far that we've seen, Waz is the victor. Basically, compared to what we've seen on DM13, Waz is definitely Mr. LG right now. Judge struggling just to stay alive, and Waz coming in for the first kill, and there it is. First minute and 10, Waz is on the board.
Yeah, and that first kill, you know, sometimes it can take a while, but once they get it, you know, the kills can come in bunches really fast.
Yeah. I mean, that's a ton of LG damage done. Judge to get that mega, but you can already see it's already been burned off, and he only has that yellow to fight with. 86 health to his name. Waz, on the other hand, getting a rocket to the face up to a mere 80 and 62 health and armor. But, oh, another trap set. Let's see if we're going to see a double teleporter move by Judge that Waz can capitalize on. Nope. Oh, there it is. Judge was just a little bit late. Waz is like, curses. Foiled again. Mega up in 2. Waz looking to do damage, not trying to get the item. He's contemplating. He does do a little bit of damage. That wasn't the best rocket shot, though. Judge actually falling away from the rocket. Nice timing by Waz, almost hitting the square rocket as Judge coming up the stairs. Again, Waz is reading Judge, but here it is. This is where Judge shines. It's the rockets that pop Waz up, and Judge just keeps coming, switching up to the LG to tie the game now, and this is where it's critical. Waz does not have a rocket launcher. Judge can punish him for it, switching up to the LG. Waz without hardly anything, and Judge at this point again trying to protect that rocket launcher. You can see how he's darting back and forth, trying to deny resources. Mega up in 1. Judge looking, finds Waz, and oh, he might be able to get the midair. Can't get the midair. The Mega is stolen, and actually I am really surprised Judge did not switch to LG after that rocket shot. I really think he could have killed Waz before he even hit the ground. Oh, wow. Waz comes out on top. Judge trying to lay the trap of his own, but Waz is too quick with the rockets. And it's now 2-2. And we got a big battle over Mega, and it's going to be Waz coming out on top. 3-2. Waz rocket jumping up in order to secure this upper yellow. Now we go take a look at Judge. Judge does not have a lightning gun. Waz can use this to his advantage. Judge is trying to sneak around in order to grab it. You can see how cautious he is. He's been spotted. Now he's got to be careful because the teleporter play can be very deadly. He hops back up. Waz has yet to move from his position. Look at the dodging by Judge, though. Able to sidestep the rocket spam. And he actually can... What will he do for armor? Let's see what his decision is. It looks like it's going to be upper YA. We do have center yellow coming up. Is up now, and then grenade launcher YA is up. This is actually really big for Judge because he can back off to this yellow and then go back in for Mega